day 52 of the suffering. I am on my 9 o'clock walk right now, and it's just crazy. Like, it's already been 52 days since I started this. It does not feel like it's been 52 days. And I talked about this earlier in one of the earlier videos about if you have a goal and you keep saying, I want to lose weight, or I want to get bigger, or I want to do this, or I want to change that about myself, and I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow will always turn into yesterday if you don't get started. Now here it is, 52 days in. If I would have kept putting it off, you know, where would I have been? 52 days ago, I started this, not sure if I was going to be able to do this, and had a little bit of doubt in my mind, like, hey, am I going to be able to keep up with this for 3 months? Am I going to be able to do this diet for 3 months? Am I going to be able to be consistent and stick to this diet? I got a wasp flying around me, or a bee. All right, well, he was just curious and buzzed off. But anyways, like I said, like, I didn't know if I was going to be able to stick to this or not, but I sure was willing to give it a shot. And now here we are, 52 days in, going strong, losing weight, 211 pounds, down from 235, getting leaner. And to be honest, I don't think I'm going to hit my goal. My goal was to get a 6-pack or a 4-pack completely visible by the end of July. I have 4 more weeks, because July 25th is on a Thursday. Today's Wednesday. So I have legitimately 4 more weeks of this. And if I'm 211 pounds and I lose 2 pounds a week from here on out, that'll put me down to 203 pounds. And I just think I have more fat than 8 pounds. Even if I go down another 2 pounds per week and end up being 203 by July 25th, I still don't feel like it's going to be enough. Because looking at how much upper back fat, lower back fat, hip fat, abdominal fat, chest fat, just in those few areas, it's like, yeah, there's probably more than 8 pounds of fat right there alone, let alone what's on my thighs and my calves and my arms and my face and my neck and everywhere else. So, I mean, fat loves to be able to hide in every little nook and cranny. And then on top of that, you have your organ fat, like your internal fat. So just because you're losing weight doesn't mean you're losing external body fat. You could be losing intramuscular fat or organ fat, like fat around the liver and your organs and everything else. So, which is great because it makes your waistline smaller. So if you lose the fat inside your organs, like your waistline comes in, which my waistline has came in a lot, and it is significantly smaller than what it was. When I first started this, I was wearing a size 38 pants, and now I can fit into a size 34. I wear a 36, they're more comfortable, but I can fit, I can button them and wear them. It's just, they're a little snug still, but my waistline has come down significantly. Not just because of the external fat, but the internal fat that's going down, making my waistline shrink more and more, which gives you a better V taper and helps you look a little more slim and look more, like I said, V tapered. But I just don't think it's going to happen, guys. I don't think that even if I do lose another 8 pounds, my abs are going to be where I want them to be. But you know what? Regardless if I hit it or not, this has been fun. I've been enjoying this. It's been a good time. It's been a good experience. I made great results. And I'm going to continue to make great results even after this. Because after this is over, I'm not going to quit. I'm still going to keep training aggressively like I have been. And I'm still going to keep dieting. The only difference is I'm going to make minor changes, which I talk about all the time. So I'm not going to go over that again. I'm sure you guys don't want to hear the same thing over and over again. But the results will continue to come. The weight loss will continue to happen. Well, the fat loss and then the muscle building will start to happen. And it's just all in waves and cycles. But all the same, whether I hit it or not, this isn't the end. This is only where I'm getting started, because ultimately I do want to compete in bodybuilding. The goal is to get lean enough to get my abs, so that way I can maintain my abs while I bulk. And then I can actually do a legitimate hard cut, which I'm doing now. This is a legitimately hard cut, but getting ready for a competition to compete, hopefully. And I don't know when that's going to be, maybe next year, because I think I'm going to need the rest of this year to probably bulk a little bit and then lean out. Because if I start bulking around August, September, October, that give me 3 months of a bulk. And then if I decide from November, December to cut to January, or I can end up saying, screw it, I'm gonna bulk the rest of the year all the way through till January 1st. Then January, I'm gonna find a show, and then I'm gonna start my cut in January. Because I'm gonna try my best not to put any body fat on. I'm gonna monitor my body fat. I'm gonna use the skin fold caliber. I'm gonna use the scale as a tool. I'm gonna use a tape measure as measurement to take measurements to see if I'm gaining fat or gaining muscle mass. And then if I feel like I'm putting on fat, well, obviously I'm gonna probably pick up cardio. I'll still be doing about 15 minutes a day, but I'll either increase my cardio and do more cardio, or I'll back off some of the calories, or I'll just start training even harder so I don't have to do cardio and I don't have to back off my calories if I'm putting on some decent size, because I don't want to put on any unnecessary fat. I'm okay putting on a few pounds, but I'm not going to put on a massive amount of weight when I go into my bulk. It's going to be a very slow process, trying to gain a little bit at a time. Because if I could gain 1 to 2 pounds a month from August to August, September, October, November. So if I gain 2 pounds a month in 5 months, that's 10 pounds. And then if out of that 10 pounds, 3 to 4 of that is muscle, which I highly doubt, but let's just say it would be, and I go to cut again, that'd be a significant improvement on my frame. But we'll see how it goes. Pipe dreams and high hopes and high wishing, right? And no matter what my goal is, I always end up falling short because I always over or underestimate what my body is capable of doing in an X amount of time. Plus, I've greatly underestimated the amount of body fat that I have on me and how long it would take me to lose it. Because even losing 2 pounds a week, every single week, it still doesn't put me close to where I need to be able to have that nice, beautiful, solid six-pack. Okay, so I'm gonna finish up my walk, guys, and see you probably at lunchtime. It is 12 o'clock, so it's time for my second chicken and rice meal. This is kind of new. I have a headache today. I don't ever get headaches, ever. Very, very rare do I ever get any headaches. I just have so much tension in my neck. I don't think it's a sinus headache. It might be because my allergies were kind of messed up, but I'm pretty sure I got some like really, really aggressive tension going on in my neck trap area. So tonight I'll have my wife use a massage gun and then maybe massage it out. And I got this little hook cane thing for my traps, so I'll probably use that to try to loosen that up. But man, my head is just, I'm not gonna say it's a level 10. It's probably like maybe a 5, maybe a 5 out of 10 with the discomfort, not pain, just discomfort. So that sucks. But today's going good, man. My hunger is through the roof. Like I have been experiencing some hunger today. Like all day I have been just hungry nonstop. But it's okay because I got chicken and rice, no seasoning. That's been boiled to perfection to accommodate those pesky little cravings. Well, not cravings, hunger pains. They're not really hunger pains, just so much I'm hungry. I don't want to be dramatic about that. I just want to be very clear. Like it's not like hunger pains of starvation. It's just mild annoyance of the feeling of hunger. But I tell myself, yes, that's your body consuming fat for fuel. Those feelings are the body consuming fat for fuel. So I tell myself. Oh, whether it's right or wrong or true or false, it makes me feel better. And it helps keep me on my track. So I am going to go ahead and eat this amazing chicken and rice that I was blessed with to be able to go to the grocery store and buy and cook and be able to have it to eat. And I'm not going to complain about it because it's better than not being able to have it. I'm going to go on my walk after this. And then I'll see you guys at 4 o'clock in the gym for some quad training. 4 o'clock. We're back in the gym, back at it again. So we're going to start off with some leg extensions. I'm not sure how I'm going to do these exactly. I think I might do some rest pause. I don't know. We'll see. I think I might burn them down. I think I might just go for a ton of reps at first. And then maybe slow it down afterwards. I don't know. We'll see. It's also raining today. Well, I guess I don't do lunches today. That's a Saturday thing, so that's okay. Oh man, yep. Gotta remember, no one cares about your form. Not when you're on stage, not when you're at the grocery store, not when you're at the beach. Nobody cares about your form. And who came up with form anyways, right? Who said this is the proper way to do a bicep curl and a proper way to do a bent over barbell row and a V-bar press down? Who came up with that? Who was like, well, this is the form. This is the proper engagement. Like, I know scientists came along and they put like muscle stimulus readers on there so they can determine how much muscle activation is engaged with each repetition you do according to the activity of the muscle being contracted through the machine. But like, who's to say that that's the form for everybody though? Like, that might be that dude's like leverages, so that's why it hits his like whatever area so hard. But your arms or your back or your legs might be different leverages, different lengths, different body fat, different angles. So it might be a different form for you. I know it's a generalization of like what form should be, right? I think that's a good, like, I don't know where to start, so I'm going to start here because this is like the most like logical, you know, explanation of what it should be. I think eventually you have to kind of come into your own senses of what like works better for you and what doesn't. Just like these right here. I don't care how many I get. That's why I talk during a lot of these sets, because I really don't care how many reps it is. I just want to get as many as my muscles will let me get. Whatever that may be. It's irrelevant, the repetition. It's about stress and strain and load. Oh God. Oh, that creeped up quick. Oh, get some baby reps. Oh, get the baby reps. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna rest pause this. I'm gonna breathe for 10. And I'm not going slow and holding anything. I'm just gonna move through it because I'm not trying to do any static holds or nothing of the sort this week because I did that last week. So this week I just want to kind of move it quickly through the motion. Oh, that was hard. Okay, one more rest pause. I'm gonna go for 8 breaths. Might be wondering why I get off the bench on a rest pause for this instead of staying on it, because I want to straighten the leg up and let the blood travel downwards to the legs. God. Oh, you son of a gun. Oh, I wanted more than that. Oh, that's not gonna be enough, but it's okay. It's the first movement of the night. Oh, a little bit of a pump. Tell you how delusional I was. My body fights me every step of the way. Every single thing I do, it fights me, right? When I'm like, I'm gonna bulk and go up on calories, my body's like, we're gonna put on a pound of fat and nothing but fat this whole bulk. And then I'm like, I'm gonna cut. I'm gonna get lean. My body's like, all right, we're gonna get rid of every little bit of ounce of muscle that you possibly might have put on during that whatever so-called bulk. I was 263 pounds last year in May when I decided to start cutting. And I've pretty much been cutting ever since. Took a little bit of time off, did some maintenance, and then went back on a cut, did some maintenance. And now I've been on this cut since May. And it's like from then till now, I've lost, 50 pounds, 52, 53 pounds. Still don't have abs. And then I see these big, morbidly obese guys, man. They're like 500 something pounds. And they're like, I did this in 2 years. And they go from being this big, massive blob of just worthless to having a full-on hardcore 6-pack, massive 20-inch arms, ripped to hell, competition ready. like stage ready, from having a gut that hung down past their knees. Like, how? How is that even possible? You went from that to that in 2 years. I was 260 a year ago. Now I'm 211, right? And it's like, how? How does, and I'm down 50 pounds, but yet the only thing that's gotten smaller on me is everything. And don't say, it's because you're overtraining. I have not been doing this routine the whole time, right? I have done the high intensity. I've done the 3 days a week. I've done a 2 day split, like half the body, once the body, half the body, once the body a week. I've done everything every other week. I've done everything once a week. I've done the 6 sets per body part. I've done the 12 sets per body part. And not just this year, since I've been 14 years old, I'm 37 now, I've done a ton of routines. And not for 2-3 weeks, I'm talking 6 months, a year, year and a half straight, yielding me nothing, not even close to where I've ever wanted to be. And I see these guys like, I've been doing this for 6 months. Massive barrel chest, big massive arms, these ridiculously capped shoulders, these wide thick backs. Like, how? How? And then they want to tell you how they did it. And I don't mean like, what workout did you do? How many sets and reps did you do? That's irrelevant. It's just like, how did your body respond so much better than mine? Like, how did your body cooperate? Like, what is it about your genetics that's so more superior than my genetics, where you do 3 sets a week on your biceps and they blow up and they get massive? It doesn't matter if I do every other week, once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, 2 sets, 3 sets, 1 set, 4 set, 8 sets. You know, 1 fish, 2 fish, 3 fish, 4 fish, red fish, blue fish, goldfish, it doesn't matter. Like nothing works for my arms to get bigger. Consistency, yeah, they've been consistently small my whole life, unless I get extremely fat, and then they finally put on size. It's just, God, aggravating, man. Sorry, I'm just having a moment right now, just seeing my progress, and it just gets frustrating, man. Just so absolutely frustrating. Form, technique, this amount of sets, that amount of sets, this kind of sets, that kind of sets, this many reps, that many reps, this frequency, that frequency. This guy's philosophy, that guy's philosophy, these principles, that principle. Red meat over white meat over fish, fish over eggs, whole eggs versus egg whites, lean cuts versus grass-fed, versus organic versus natural, versus powders versus supplements. Because I did rest pause last week, I'm just doing a straight set this week on this. Man, it's just frustrating, man. I remember the first time I was 14 years old and I saw my first Muscle and Fitness magazine in the store, and it was Jay Cutler on the cover, and he was standing doing a, no, I'm sorry. It was Ronnie Coleman. He had his king hat and he was a little cane. And it just looked so amazing. I was like, man, that's how I want to look. That's what I want to look like. I followed every routine in that freaking magazine, every diet, every training split, and not for a month, months on end. Never yield the results I was looking for, ever. Even to this day, 37 years old. So overtraining, undertraining. It's all a bunch of BS, man. Some people just have a gift and others don't. Well, that was a fun temper tantrum. Sometimes I make myself mad before a set deliberately thinking about stuff that doesn't matter or is irrelevant. It helps get me through a hard set. This week I'm not going to do anything crazy on these 2 movements, just straight sets, because last week I did drop sets and rest pause. So this week I'm going to go and just do straight sets, and the next week I'll do something crazy on these again. I feel like my legs need like a little in between doing stuff like that. But no, I guess, and I don't have nothing against anybody that makes the results. Even, man, I honestly, man, I get happy for people when they get really crazy results like that. If you can train your arms 3 sets every other week and they blow up, man, like that. So I'm not jealous of that. Maybe envious, but envious isn't like from a place of bitterness or hatred. It's just like, man, I envy how good you have it. You know, that's so awesome. I wish one day I can get to where you're at right now, you know, not like I want to see you lose everything you have because I'm jealous of you. There's a difference. It's just one of those things, man. Like I remember being 14 years old and seeing that magazine and looking through there and seeing those guys and thinking, this is what I want to be in life. I want to be a bodybuilder. And then hitting my early 20s and realizing it wasn't going to happen. So I went to powerlifting and got really fat and gross but strong, but never obtained the body I wanted. Then I got hurt from that, and then I couldn't keep being strong and fat. So now it's like I'm back to bodybuilding, trying to get my body to look how I want it to look, and it just fights me every step of the way. And the frustrating thing, man, it's like I just want my abs visible so I can stop caring about getting them. Like I get tunnel vision where I'm like, this is the goal, this is the goal, this is the goal, and I can't see anything else besides that goal. That's all I can see. And if I don't hit that goal, like it crushes me. Not to the point where like I'm depressed and I want to like just give up. It's just like, man, what else is it going to take? But I'm really upset with myself, to be honest, at the end of the day. And I'll tell you why I'm upset. It's because ultimately it's my fault for listening to all the gurus and trying all those programs. I should have just listened to my heart and went with my instinct of like, just train until it hurts, and then just keep training. Go until it burns, and then just keep going. Go until you have nothing left, and then dig down real deep and find a little bit more. And if I would have continued to train like that, like I did in the beginning, who knows where I'd be. I might be competing, I might be pro, or I might be in a wheelchair. Who knows? But all I know is I'm a product of my own choices and my own decisions. My outcome is mine alone for the choices I made through my life. So all I can do is just try to make up lost ground and obtain what I've always wanted by any means necessary. I can't train heavy, crazy intensity because my body will let me down. I'll get hurt. I already know that. So high intensity is out of the question. Frequency and volume is all I have left. That's the only card I have left to play. That's the only card I have left to play. I done used up all of my other ones because powerlifting for all those years, man. Only thing that came of it was injury after injury after injury. I don't want to get hurt. I don't have nothing to prove by how much weight I move anymore. It's a younger man's game. No one cares how much you lift when you're on stage, like I said. No one cares what your form looks like. Person A's form could be different than person B, and their training styles can be polar opposites. As long as they get to the same point, what does it matter? I might have to work 10 times harder than the guy next to me when I compete in bodybuilding. How often do you train? Twice a week. How often do you train? It never stops. I train in the morning, I train in the evening, I go on walks 6 days a week. I'm in the gym, hour and a half a night, and that's how I obtain this. Oh, I worked out an hour twice a week, and that's how I got here. Again, my hat's off to those guys that can be like that, but I know my road is paved with nothing but hardships. and hard training sessions to get to where those other guys are at. So I'm gonna do everything it takes to get there, or one way or another. And doing perfect form and perfect technique, that's how I've got hurt every single time. Every single time I've done perfect form and perfect technique, that's how I've either torn, popped, or ripped, or strained, or pulled something. Every single time I've been hurt in the gym. It's all doing perfect form. Take that for what it's worth. Well, I was in some kind of mood tonight. I'll be the first to admit that. I normally try to stay really very calm, cool-headed, but sometimes my progress gets to me. Like, I know it's not an overnight thing. I know it's going to take time, and I've said it many times before on the channel. I have taken a lot of time off from the gym the last 2 years because I've been back at it for about a year. But before this year, I took about close to 2 years off of training and dieting and really doing anything. Once I had surgery on my pec, I kind of just gave up. And, you know, it's like, man, it's like I try to remind myself, like, dude, you spent 2 years doing nothing but eating and drinking and going camping and off-roading and anything and everything but working out. Like, at one point, me and my wife were going to we have a brewery that's like 6 minutes from our house, a local little pub and brewery, and the kids are welcome there. So we were going there, not getting hammered and wasted, but we would go there probably 3 nights a week, have maybe 1 or 2 beers, then go get something to eat, which would always be like fast food, and then go home, watch TV, stay up late, do nothing. I'd wake up the next day, maybe I'd eat breakfast, maybe I wouldn't. If I did eat breakfast, it'd only be like like a Jimmy Dean's breakfast sausage, or like McDonald's. For a while, I was doing McDonald's every morning for breakfast. I stop off and I get 4 of their little breakfast burritos, and then I get like 1 of their breakfast sandwiches with 2 hash browns. And I was doing that for probably like 3 months. And then it got to the point where I was doing fast food because we have McDonald's and we have Taco Bell right there. So then a lot of times for lunch, I'd either go to McDonald's and get like a #1, and I get 2 McDoubles, and then or I go to Taco Bell. If I went to Taco Bell, I would get like well, at the time they didn't have the Mexican pizza back out, but I was doing like 3 of their burritos, and then or I'd get like a 12 taco box and do a 12 taco box for lunch, or I'll do like a Crunchwrap Supreme with 3 burritos, and I was just eating like I didn't care. I go to Little Caesars, pick me up a whole pizza, and eat the whole large pizza by myself for lunch on top of the breakfast that I ate, and then I go home and I have some beer, and then I eat whatever I feel like eating. Chinese food, fried chicken, didn't matter. So it's like I ate like that for like 1.5 years, almost 2 years. Like, I did not care at all. So then it's just like, so you lost a bunch of muscle mass because you weren't working out, and you gained a whole lot of fat because you didn't care about what you're eating. You just were depressed, working on your Jeeps and going off-roading and camping and eating anything and everything except for what you should be eating. And then you want to get all like in your head about it and just like, why don't you look better? Well, you self-sabotaged yourself, and you did everything you weren't supposed to do and anything but what you were supposed to do. But I enjoyed my time off from the gym for that 1.5 years, 2 years. I enjoyed eating what I wanted and drinking what I wanted and doing things with the kids every night, and going to the park and going to the bar with my wife and going out to eat and going to the beach and just doing all kinds of stuff with my kids and my wife every single evening when I got home from work. Every single weekend, all weekend, I enjoyed all that stuff. Going on little mini vacations, like little weekend trips. We would leave on a Friday night. Sometimes we leave early. I take off of work half a day on Friday, or take Friday off. And then we would go out of town for the weekend. We go to San Antonio, or we go to Austin, or, you know, we go off-roading. And like we would do that all the time. Every other weekend, it seemed like we were doing that. So I do not regret any of that, because I had a lot of good moments and a lot of good memories and a lot of fun times. But I wish I would have ate better, and I wish I wouldn't have ate the way that I ate and got how I did. But I was depressed, and I was just like, you know what? I'm never going to look like how I want to look because my pec is deformed. I'm never going to be as strong as I want to be because half my pec is gone. So what's the point? But now that I'm back to training and working out, and don't get me wrong, it's not self-pity or it's not self-hatred. It's frustration. It's just frustration, all of this, because I know how to get big. I know how to get strong. I know what it takes. I know the science. I know the laws of physics. I know calories in, calories out, and all that good mumbo jumbo stuff. Ignore my messy kitchen right now, guys. It's a mess, but just ignore it. Got to take the trash out tomorrow. It's trash day, so it is what it is. So, like I said, I know about all that stuff. It's just, it's hard sometimes to be patient. And it's all you can do. You can just be patient. That's all you can do. You can do what you can do every single day, and that's what I'm doing. I'm controlling all the variables. I control how much sleep I get, how much water I get, how much salt I get, how much food I get. I control the amount of reps and sets and every single tiny little variable there is to control in life. I control it, and it's 100% focused on my goal of getting my abs. It's everything I do, all weekend, everything is 100% committed to what I am doing. So the only thing there is to do is be patient. That's it. That's all you can do is just be patient. And I'm trying to be patient. I mean, I have no choice. You have to be. Because it's not like it's going to come any faster just because you want it faster. You do too much cardio, you're going to end up burning too much muscle mass, and you're going to end up getting scrawny and skinny. So now I've backed off the cardio, and I'm doing 2-a-days on the workouts because I feel like that is going to be more beneficial for me than doing that much cardio. I'm training my abs every single day. Today I was able to do 125 sit-ups and 125 reverse crunches. I'm going to slowly work my way up until I'm doing 500 and 500 sets of 50 of each, if not 100. I'm just going to keep on going. Like Muhammad Ali, he would train his every day. Well, how many do you do? I don't know. I only start counting when it starts to burn because those are the ones that matter. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the video right here, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. Sorry for the little horrible hissy fit there, but sometimes I get in my own head and it's natural. And I'm being transparent about everything. I am not hiding nothing. I show you guys everything. My ups, my lows, my highs, all of it. I'll see y'all tomorrow.